call the meeting to order. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Howard, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Amitz?
Here.
Mrs. Buckley?
Here.
Dr. Campbell?
Here.
Mrs. Cook?
Here.
Mrs. Dovis?
Here.
Mr. Means?
Present.
Mrs. Rule?
Here.
Mr. Schubel?
Present.
Mr. Spacuzza?
Present.
We have all 9 members present this evening. Please note, Dr. Campbell is here by phone.
Thank you. The Bethel Park School District has always been proud of its tradition of successful athletic teams, from winning the section championship to Whitfield and Penguin Cup championships to state championships. Bethel Park has been well represented in interscholastic athletic competition over the years. But this past March, a group of Bethel Park athletes did something extraordinary, and that was to win a national championship. Tonight, we are pleased to welcome the 2014 USA Hockey National Champion Bethel Park Ice Hockey Team. And we thank you all so much for joining us this evening so we could publicly recognize you and your achievement, and to thank you for bringing home this honor back to Bethel Park and to Pennsylvania, as you are the first Pennsylvania team to win this prestigious tournament. Bringing honor to our state did not go unnoticed by our representatives in Harrisburg. It is my pleasure tonight to also present to the team proclamations from Pennsylvania House of Representatives, signed by our local representatives John Marr and Dan Miller. It reads, "The House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania pays tribute to the members and coaches of the Bethel Park School Ice Hockey Team upon its most noteworthy achievement, acknowledges their investment of skill and effort in competing on a level which demands perfection, and offers best wishes for every future success." I also have a proclamation from the Pennsylvania Senate. I think I got him. Oh, I did get him right. Sponsored by our Senator Matt Smith. It reads, "Now therefore, the Senate of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania hereby heartily congratulates the members and coaches of the Bethel Park High School Ice Hockey Team upon their championship victory, commends them for utilizing their exceptional ability with diligence in pursuit of athletic excellence, and offers best wishes for success in all future endeavors." Joining us this evening are Allegheny County Councilwoman Sue Means and Bethel Park Mayor Jack Allen. But before I call them up, I'm going to ask head coach Jim McVeigh to join me at the podium. The district has some certificates to present to the team, and I would like Coach McVeigh to introduce the team so I don't mispronounce anyone's name. And what these awards read are, the Bethel Park Board of School Directors wishes to acknowledge the accomplishments of, and it will have the player's name or the coach's name, your contributions enabled the Bethel Park High School Hockey Team to win the 2014 USA Hockey National Championship. Thank you for bringing pride to your school district and community. We're going to do a group shot. We'll do everybody over here, yeah.
Trey Lowe.
Take a group picture, okay? Thanks.
Ryan Phelps. Jake Worcester. Andy Bello.
Congratulations.
Tyler Krajewski. Spencer Balcom. Will Dowds. Evan Oakley. Derek Lesnack. Jeff Wagner. Connor Namath. Ethan Wadowiak. Austin Ball. Jason Bauer. Louis McClendon. Gary Cerrone. Jake Solak. Jack Wagner. Chris Syatt. Antonio Esposito. Nick Connick. Jake Musser. Logan Shorney. Brian Wisner. Nate Parch. Zach Davis.
Very well done. All right. Gentlemen, if you could kind of line up right in here for a group shot. Okay, make sure everybody can be seen.
Thank you very much. We just as a team wanted to thank everybody first that came in, and most of all for all the board and everybody that put this together, because it was a special moment for Bethel, but really for these young men. So thank you all.
Thank you. That's all right. It's about them today.
I'm going to give her a
Camera, I can't see you. Could you squeeze it a little bit on the side there? All right, another one, just real quick. Cheese.
Now, do we want them to stay up there when I bring up Mrs. Means and
Yeah,
Mayor Allen? Just have them stay here, is that good? So you guys want to come up and...
Hi, how you doing? Very good. Matt, Janet, take a picture of them. Sue, look at that. Hi, it's such an honor to be here today. I'm Sue Means. I'm your Allegheny County Councilwoman, and it's just an honor to be here and give you your certificate of achievement from Allegheny County Council for winning the 2014 USA High School National Championship. You can't get tired of hearing that, right? I sure wouldn't. I wanted to read a little quote, 2 quotes from the paper, and again, I don't think you're going to get tired of hearing it. At Nationals, the Blackhawks pulled their own stunner in a semifinal on their way to the championship. Bethel Park defeated powerhouse Des Moines, Iowa. Those guys calling you guys cupcakes? Were those the ones? So much for cupcakes, huh? And then beat the Providence Catholic, Illinois 2-1 in the title game to become the Pennsylvania's first team to win the event. That's awesome. And your coach said you guys worked hard on the ice and off the ice, and how it paid off. Your whole life you can look back on this moment and think of it as a great accomplishment. But think of how you got here. The hard work, the determination, years of practice, Probably early morning skating, late afternoon skating, evening skating, miles and miles on your parents' car, taking you where you needed to go. And miles of running. That makes sense, right? So, the team got you here. You flew together as a team, parents, coach, family, everybody working together, teachers. You raised $16,000 for your trip. That's amazing. That's amazing. Sometimes life road gets a little bumpy, but you can look back on this event and think, as a team, we worked together. As a team, we accomplished something. So always remember that you're a part of a team. The team of your family, the team of your community, and take what you've learned and give back. Mentor other people. Teach other people. Be individuals who build people up, who make America a better place. Fly higher and try harder. And always, always remember, do the right thing, even if no one is looking. And it's such an honor today. I'm going to read you this Achievement of Award, and then I won't make you each come up here again, even though I practiced your names. I did. This Certificate of Achievement is awarded to the Bethel Park High School 2013-2014 ice hockey team in recognition of winning the 2014 USA Hockey High School Championship. The Bethel Park Blackhawks became the first high school hockey team from Pennsylvania to claim the national title. We commend and recognize each player and coach whose determination and resolve led to this achievement. This team has set a positive example of excellence for all of Allegheny County, continuing evidence that this is the county of champions. The achievement has conferred honor on this county and this accomplishment in which the entire community can be proud. Sponsored by myself, Councilmember Sue Means, presented on the behalf of all of Allegheny County Council and the citizens of Allegheny County on this, the 27th day of May in the year 2014. Congratulations. Now I'm going to shake everybody's hand.
That's fine. Well, I think Mrs. Means has pretty much said everything. Other than congratulations, certainly from the municipal level, we're very proud of the achievement that you've accomplished, and you need to be, and you are congratulated for doing so. What I have here is a proclamation, and everyone will get a copy, but it reads, proclamation presented this 27th day of May, 2014, to the Bethel Park High School varsity hockey team. Whereas the Bethel Park High School varsity hockey team under head coach James M. McVeigh II, assistant coaches Jacobus Bleak, Tim O'Brien, Jeff Oakley, Mike Shaw, and business manager Dan Lesnack, is to be recognized and honored for their outstanding season. And whereas 32 of the top United States high school hockey teams competed by invitation for the 2014 USA Hockey National Championship in Omaha, Nebraska, and whereas the team made its first trip to the USA Hockey National Championship, and whereas on March 30th, 2014, the Bethel Park High School varsity hockey team captured their first USA National Championship title by defeating Providence Catholic Illinois 2-1. Wasn't that good? And whereas the Bethel Park High School varsity hockey team has become the first Pennsylvania high school hockey team to win the USA Hockey National Championship. and whereas it is appropriate to congratulate the Bethel Park High School varsity hockey team for their outstanding achievement and commend them for their hard work and dedication, therefore, I, Jack Allen, Mayor of the Municipality of Bethel Park, in recognition of this achievement, do hereby proclaim the day of May 28th, 2014, as Bethel Park High School Varsity Hockey Team Day. Now, whether you get a day off tomorrow from school, you have to ask the school board.
They won't be here to celebrate in school then.
No? Okay. I encourage the community to observe this day with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities given under my hand and the seal of the Mayor of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, this 27th day of May 2014. Congratulations.
Okay, and then... Zach Davis. Nate Parsh. Brian Wisner. Logan Shorney. Jake Muser. Nick Connick. Antonio Esposito. Chris Syak, Jack Wagner, Jake Salak, Gary Sorrell, Louis McClendon, Jason Bauer, Ethan Wadowiak.
That'd be great. Why don't you come back here and stand behind her and I'll take the picture.
Connor Namath,
There you go.
Jeff Wagner, Evan Oakley,
Janet. Janet, here. You get a close-up.
Will Dowds,
Thank you. We're going to get a close-up for the board.
Spencer Falco, Tyler Krajewski, Andy Bello, Jake Worcester, Ryan Phelps, Trey Lowe, and Derek Lesnack. Thank you again, Mayor and Councilwoman Means. Thank you very much.
Did you get this? Can you get in? We'll give it back, I promise.
Yeah, we're just going to take one more picture. One more picture of it.
Don't forget your trophy.
We're just taking one last picture and you can take it. Thank you again for coming out tonight. Does somebody want to take the trophy back with you? We got some pictures, so we don't want to keep the trophy. Is it going in the high school case?
Nice, that's right.
Is it going in the high school case? All right.
Nice.
Congratulations again. Later this evening, during the Finance Committee portion of the meeting, the board will be officially accepting a donation from the Bethel Baseball Association. The creation of the new Bethel Park High School went far beyond constructing a new building. The project also encompassed creating a new athletic complex where the old high school once stood and making usable the fields along Blackhawk Drive that were made unusable during the construction phase, as this area housed the construction trailers and large mounds of dirt that were used during construction. The football practice field has already been restored, but the final piece of the high school construction that remains uncompleted is the baseball field that sits on Blackhawk Drive directly across from Blade Runners. Tonight, the board is pleased to accept a donation of $10,000 from the BBA to support the rebuilding of this field that will be greatly used by all the children of this community who love baseball. With us this evening is Steve Thomas, president of the Bethel Baseball Association. The Bethel Park School District is extremely appreciative of the partnership we have with the BBA, and we want to take this opportunity to publicly thank you and your organization for this most generous donation. When the public enters the high school complex on Blackhawk Drive from Church Road, that field is the first thing they see. Before the construction of the new high school, that field was used constantly, day and night. And your organization's donation will go a long way to helping us to rebuild this field so it can be restored to its former glory, utilized and enjoyed by many in the community. We can't thank the BBA enough for this donation. I would ask Mr. Thomas to please join me at the podium so I can present this certificate of appreciation.
Yes, ma'am. And may I add, well, you have a long agenda tonight, and I'll be very brief. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Thomas. I've been on the Bethel Baseball Board for over 24 years now, and my youngest is only 23, so I like to give back. But it was my honor when we saw what you guys have done with this building here and continue to grow. I came up with the idea of trying to give something back and back to you. So I will tell you that this is my first payment for $10,000, and I promise you next year we might have a little bit more for you. So with that, yeah, I thank you. Thank you very much. Most importantly, I have a $10,000 real check.
Don't forget that.
Thank you for that. I'm sorry? We're itching for that. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
And everyone involved. Thank you. Would you like this?
Oh, it's okay. Nice, man. He's a character.
It's always so much fun to begin our meetings on such high and positive notes. It just warms my heart. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
Mrs. Cook,
Yes, sir.
I have two items under the Finance Committee tonight
Yes.
that I'd like to add to the agenda.
Thank you.
Under item number 15, I would like to add, for the items declared unused and unnecessary, Logan School. And item number 16 to the Finance Committee, the following. The Board of School Directors approves the administration's recommendation to approve the agreement of sale and purchase for the Logan School property to the Bethel Park Retirement Living Properties in the amount of $700,000 per the terms and conditions of the agreement of sale contingent on solicitor's review and approval.
Thank you. Anything else?
That would be all.
Then I need an intent to adopt the agenda as amended.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries 9-0. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of April 22nd, 2014.
So moved.
So moved.
Second? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? That carries 9-0. I need to announce executive sessions held May 20th, 2014 for personnel, other legal matters, and to receive information, and May 27th, 2014 for personnel, other legal matters, and to receive information. Staff reports, and Ms. O'Rourke.
Good evening, everyone. The end of the school year always brings with it many items of good news. So without further ado, I had the privilege of attending the first ever Big Data Jam competition held by Pittsburgh Data Works at the University Club in Pittsburgh. And I was even more privileged to see Bethel Park High School field 5 teams in this competition that exposed students to some of the most cutting-edge technology in the area and encouraged them to consider pursuing a career in data science. A team of seniors finished in second place in this event. Congratulations to Jason Harnack, Stephen Everett, Dylan McKenna, Billy Ruschel, Logan Tulitt, Liam Wolf, and Brock Zekany. These students did extensive research and presented their findings on the topic, the correlation between the return on investment versus the type of investment. The students decided to randomly select 8 Pittsburgh communities and study the impact of residential property values versus the number of parks in the community, the impact of residential property values versus the number of businesses in the community, property values versus crime rate, SAT scores versus median income, graduation rates versus crime rates, and graduation rates versus poverty. While they did not present specific recommendations, their overall conclusion was that communities with a focus on education had better results. This was a great experience for our students, and I also want to commend high school teachers Lee Cristofano, Jill Simpson, Emily Smoller, and Linda Broderick for volunteering to help work with our students on this meaningful hands-on endeavor that provided them with real-world problem-solving experience. I also want to thank Technology Director Ron Ryer for enlisting the help of the employees of General Dynamics who generously volunteer to mentor our students and show them how big data plays a huge role not only in their company's success, but also the success of the United States military. Congratulations to Bethel Park High School hometown High-Q team, Jared Single, Haley Lazzari, and Jack Brownfield, who defeated teams from Moon and Keystone Oaks High School in the first round of the KDKA TV Hometown High-Q playoffs. They will face North Allegheny and South Fayette in the semifinals, which will air on Saturday, June 14th at 11 a.m. and Saturday, June 21st at 11:30 a.m. on KDKA TV. I want to share a quick story with you about one of our competitors at the first playoff game. Not only did the team win their first playoff match, but they also demonstrated great sportsmanship during the final moments of the game when the score was very close. In the final round, a student from one of our opposing teams was visibly upset that her mistake in answering a question may have caused her team to lose the game. When BP High School senior Haley Lazzari noticed that the student was almost to the point of tears, she went over to her, gave her a hug, and told her to never let them see you cry. The producer of the show said that in his 15 years of working on the show, he had never witnessed anything like this amazing act of kindness from one student to another, and he wanted to give Haley a huge shout out to thank her for her display of team spirit and caring. It was a touching moment to witness, as it says a lot about Haley's character, he said. We're also very proud of Haley and her sportsmanship. The Bethel Park High School Music Department had a successful spring music trip to Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, returning home with 7 superior ratings, 2 excellent ratings, 2 gold level awards, 3 silver level awards, 1 bronze level award, 2 best overall awards, and 4 individual awards. Congratulations to all of these students and teachers for their award-winning trip. 3 Bethel Park High School students who attend the Still Center Area Vocational Technical School received the Top of the Shop Awards for the second semester for the 2013-14 school year for demonstrating outstanding conduct, attendance, coursework proficiency, and professionalism. Congratulations to Matthew Barnes, Santino D'Alessandro, and Chris Wilson. 8 Bethel Park High School students recently competed in the 2014 DECA International Career Development Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. Sean McLean finished among the top 10 in the marketing management event. Tara Nath and Amanda Stefesky were named finalists in the sports and entertainment promotion plan for finishing among the top 20 in their event. Tara and Amanda also received a medallion award for giving one of the top presentations. Earning the award for excellence for finishing among the top 30% of the competitors in their respective events were Eric Stack, Emma Bruno, Justin Nath, Tasha George, and Carolyn Vana. Bethel Park High School recently established a French National Honor Society in conjunction with the American Association of Teachers of French and recently inducted 60 students in French 2, 3, 4, and 5. To qualify for induction, students had to maintain a 90% or higher in all of their classes during the 2013-14 school year and demonstrate superior achievement in French. The students received a certificate and a chocolate Eiffel Tower. French 5 students also received honor cords. Congratulations to all of these students. Congratulations to Bethel Park High School junior Stephen Davis, who won $500 for finishing in 4th place at the Westinghouse Science Honors Institute final exam. Stephen was one of 600 area juniors who was selected to attend this 10-week program because he is interested in pursuing a career in science or engineering. Bethel Park High School seniors Patrick Galise and Shelby Miller were the Bethel Park High School recipients of the 2014 Shasda Award, given by the South Hills Area School Districts Association. This award annually recognizes 2 seniors from each Shasda member school district for overcoming personal obstacles to succeed in high school. Congratulations to Patrick and Shelby. Bethel Park High School senior Zach Enoch was honored by the Rotary Club of Bethel Park as its April Student of the Month. Each month, the Rotary recognizes a Bethel Park High School student for outstanding contributions to school and or community service. Zach was recognized for his leadership efforts the past 3 years with the Student Government Association, culminating in his election as student government president for the 2013-14 school year, where he has overseen all the activities and fundraising efforts of the organization. Zach was also recognized for his contributions to Bethel Park High School as a member of the football team, Top 21 Choir, French Club, and French National Honor Society. Bethel Park High School students in Jeff Mathaney's adaptive physical education classes have been working together since December to log more than 2,500 collective miles in either the treadmill, stationary bicycle, or the rowing machine, which would equal a trip from Bethel Park to San Diego, California. Congratulations to students Brennan Carrazza, Alexa Danielson, Ellie McGregor, Hannah Dibble, Jeremy McDonough, and Lucas White for this outstanding fitness achievement. The Bethel Park Athletic Department recently recognized 48 seniors who will be continuing their athletic careers in college in the 2014 College-Bound Student Athlete Reception. Athletic Director Amy Schuneman shared with those in attendance that this is the largest number of Bethel Park seniors from a single graduating class to continue their athletic careers in college in the 9 years she has been working in the district. Congratulations to all of these athletes and best wishes for successful collegiate careers. Several Independence Middle School students participated in a Design Lives Here competition at Invitation Land, sponsored by Invitation Land and WQED. During the competition, students participated in various engineering and design challenges against teams from other area middle schools. Winning the competition were 8th graders Paige Davidson, Grace Evans, Catherine Kimes, and Casey Mack. Following the team competition, students had to individually pitch an invention to a team of engineers and inventors. In advance of the competition, students worked independently to research, design, build a prototype, test, and modify their products. Out of the 200 students competing, 8th grader Austin Carver won first place for his invention of a waterproof tarp that fits over a kayak, helping to keep a kayak and his gear dry when the kayak is in use, and then it converts to a tent for camping at night. soon to be sold at a Dick's near you. Congratulations, I edited. Congratulations to Memorial Elementary School for receiving a $500 grant from Target, which will be used to purchase books for the school library. The grant is part of Target's ongoing efforts to build strong, safe, and healthy communities across the country by giving 5% of the company's profits back to communities. Congratulations to Bethel Park Director of Special Education, Lori Sutton, who received the 2014 Leaf Rowan Award from the Leading Education and Advocacy for Families Incorporated in recognition of her more than 25 years of serving the special needs community at Bethel Park and previously with the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Western Instructional Support Center. Independence Middle School and Bethel Park High School speech and language teacher Lynn Serena continued the Bethel Park tradition by receiving the Scott E. Fulmer Step Award in the teacher category. She is the third Bethel Park teacher to receive this award since 2010. This award recognizes the outstanding support of children receiving special education services. Ms. Serena was unable to be with us this evening, but will honor both Ms. Sutton and Ms. Serena at our June 24th meeting. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you so much. Student government.
So we have two items that I wanted to talk about. One was that student government recently funded a Teradek Cube for BPTV, Blackhawk TV for the high school. So we gave them a grant for $3,000 to, well, prior to getting this Teradek Cube, which I don't know much about, Dylan McKenna can give you the lowdown on that, but prior to that, they could only film stationary things. They could only film down on the first floor where their setup was. So with this Teradek Cube, it made it possible for them to film on the move. And one of the really great things about that was that they got to film baseball games for this year. So they have all the basketball, football, volleyball, softball, lacrosse, and baseball games available on DVD. So if any of you are interested in that, it's on their website, BP, I think it's Blackhawk TV. And next is Staff Appreciation Week, which is going on now. So tomorrow we have a staff breakfast that includes bagels, fruit, and coffee. That'll be in all of the offices for the teachers to pick up before homeroom. And last week we offered students to fill out cards and send flowers to their teachers, which we'll deliver tomorrow while breakfast is going on. So it's kind of a nice way to end the year and show that they're appreciated. And then Friday, I wanted to extend the invitation to all of you for the Staff Appreciation Fiesta during all lunch periods, 5, 6, and 7. Mo's will be catering lunch, and Rita's will be for dessert, so I think it's worth your while to come out and show that you're appreciated by all of us, too. So I hope you guys can all make it. I'd like to see you all there. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And the year's winding down, isn't it?
I know. I thought
Hard
this will
to
probably
believe.
be one of my last
One of your
reports.
last
So
meetings.
yeah,
Aw.
thank you so much.
Well, thank you for doing such an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
PTA PTO Council.
Hi, I am Stephanie Ferguson, Secretary on the board of Neil Armstrong PTO. I share our board with co-vice presidents Deidre Cannon and Kate James and our president Robert McCormick. We are very proud of our rebuilding year at Neil Armstrong. We started the beginning of this school year without any funds. We are thankful to Ben Franklin's PTO for extending a small loan to us to begin our year so the students and the staff did not have to miss out on anything. All of our PTO board members have been so impressed and with how welcomed we've been by our principals and staff, did not miss anything. All of our PTO board members have been so impressed with how we've been by our principals and staff at Neil Armstrong. We have also been impressed with our Neil Armstrong parents. Leading into the school year, we knew we would have a challenge winning back the trust and support of our parents. We knew that we were coming into this year to rebuild and strengthen relationships, and we've come to know and appreciate a group of supportive, outstanding parents. In our first 2 weeks of the school year, we raised over $2,000 in membership alone. We are so proud of and touched by the full support that we have received from Neil Armstrong. To our surprise, at the beginning of the year, the school secretaries did their own fundraising to help our PTO out of the last year's financial problem. Mrs. Nita Wright raised over $600 for us without our knowledge. Knowing the support that we've received from the beginning and throughout this school year really made staff appreciation that much more special and meaningful for us. We give a special thanks for Mr. Brookie, Mr. Garvey, and the Neil staff for all they have done for us. Along with our membership drives, we have a number of successful fundraisers this year, including our fall fundraiser, which brought in over $5,000. Our winter fundraiser brought in over $6,000. With this money, we have really been able to do a lot at the school for our students. Our winter with this money, throughout the school year, we've been able to have alternating weeks to offer popcorn and open the school store. We have funded the Battle of the Books program. We bought team t-shirts for the whole school. We've paid for each team's field trips an average of $6 per kid. We've hosted our biggest and most anticipated Winter Wonderland Santa shop ever. We sold and delivered candygrams to every child in the school, as well as the entire staff for Valentine's Day. We paid for the limo ride offered to the top sellers of our winter fundraiser. We have also been able to give back to our community, amounting to over $15,000 in donations. We have hosted a charity carnival, which raised money for SHIM and MS. We have collected over $3,000 in quarters in that one day. We purchased Just Say No to Drugs t-shirts donated towards new playground equipment and recreational games for NAMS Jams. On top of that, our list includes donations to Achieva, Neil Armstrong Activities Fund, Bethel Park Junior Football, Independence Middle School, Sandy Hook Elementary, The Caring Place, the Community Garden, and Police Pals. While we have faced a share of challenges coming into the school year, we take pride in knowing that we were able to turn around a difficult situation and make our school an even better place for our children. We have settled all past debts, have cleared the slate of past year's ghosts, and are proud to be moving forward in a very positive direction. We feel blessed to be a part of Neil Armstrong and to be able to do all the things that we are able to do for our children each day. We thank everyone for all of their support, our students, their families, our principals, teachers, staff, and the board. We wouldn't be able to do that without the work of all of us together. The report on Memorial. Memorial is winding down the year with a super busy month. The month started with Teacher Appreciation, where the teachers were given survival items for their students and had breakfast and lunch donated by the parents. Also, the teachers had baskets of gift cards raffled off. The Spring BOGO book fair was a hit, and the kids stocked up on many books to read over the summer. The library was able to benefit by getting some supplies with the scholastic dollars earned. At the last PTA meeting of the year, the new PTA board was voted in for the next 2 years. Their fun fair was a success with great weather, a DJ, photo booth, games, baskets, raffles, Kona Ice, a bounce house, giant inflatable slides, and a lot of great food. There was close to 300 kids in attendance. The classrooms are busy with the end of the year celebrations that the PTA helps fund, such as the third grade Pittsburgh party where the PTA paid for the Pirate Pair to come. The PTA is happy to pay for the field trips as well as the transportation costs for every grade's field trips as well as bus expenses for the third graders to visit the symphony. The field trips will be finishing up over the next week and a half. The third and fourth grade spelling meet is on the 29th, and there will be 9 third graders and 9 fourth graders competing. Trophies will be awarded to the top spellers in each grade. Watch the sign in the front of the school for the winners' names. Field Day on June 10th will finish out the PTA activities for the year with the ever-famous fourth grade tug-of-war. George Washington Elementary. Game Show Mania was the theme this year for Student Appreciation Week, which was held the last week of April. The students participated in different game shows each day during recess, which Let's Make a Deal assembly at the end of the week. The students dressed in crazy costumes to get noticed. This year's theme for Teacher Appreciation Week, which was held the first week of May, was superheroes. Students made signs stating why they thought their teachers were super. The students participated in Sports Day on May 21st. And coming up this week is the annual family picnic on Friday, May 30th from 6 to 9. All are welcome. There will be carnival games, bouncy houses, Pittsburgh pretzels, Chinese auction baskets in each classroom, and the Steel City garments truck. And the auction baskets are phenomenal. They're pretty nice. Next week, the students will be participating in the field trips to the Triple B Farms, PNC Park, and to the Carnegie Science Center. It has been another fabulous year at George Washington Elementary. A huge thank you to everyone who has helped make this year a success. Have a great summer, and see you all in the fall. Independence Middle School. IMS is winding down the year with some fun activities for the students. This Friday, May 30th, the 7th graders will be attending their 7th grade social and will enjoy Rita's Italian Ice. The 8th graders have their fun day at the stadium and will enjoy activities such as photo booth, a DJ, airbrush tattoo artists, an inflatable obstacle course, inflatable wrecking ball, and an inflatable basketball challenge game. Students can also participate in a dodgeball tournament, a home run derby, and will have a picnic-style lunch. Ben Franklin's board meeting. Ben Franklin. It has been a busy spring at Ben Franklin. This month, we held our 2nd annual spelling bee. Our kids did a fantastic job. Last week, we passed out our annual yearbooks to the children. It was an exciting day as 2 of our Ben students' artworks were featured on the front and back cover of the book. This Friday is our end-of-the-year carnival. As we begin to wrap up another great year at Ben, the children will enjoy music, Rita's Italian Ice, photo booths, face painting, and carnival games. We also have Olympic Day coming up in June, and our calendar parties committee is already beginning to get things in order for our 7th annual party, which will be held October 25th. We want to wish everyone a great summer, and I can't wait to see you all in the fall.
And as I said, our meeting started out warming my heart with the presentations we started with and hearing about all that the PTOs and the parents and the families and the teachers at our schools in conjunction with our students do. And I'm so thankful to you all for maintaining that Neil Armstrong Middle School PTO, because I was on the initial one as vice president back when we incepted that school. So I'm very happy to hear that we were able to maintain and even excel, because you named a lot of things that we didn't do back in the beginning that you've added on. So we thank you so much. Solicitor's report.
I will be submitting a written report.
Committee report. Did we have a curriculum committee meeting?
We had a curriculum meeting on May 13th, when we shared the evening with finance and continued the discussion about the one-to-one initiative and the future of technology in the district.
Public comments on any agenda items this evening? Seeing none, we'll move into business items. Curriculum Committee and Mrs. Buckley.
Thank you, Mrs. Cook. There are 3 items for curriculum this evening. Would any like any of those held out? Hearing none, number 1, the approval of curriculum. Number 2, the curriculum facilitators for 2014-2015. And number 3, the purchase of supplemental resources for high school English.
Second.
Items 1 through 3 under curriculum have been moved by Mrs. Buckley and seconded by Mr. Means. Any questions or comments on any of these items? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those items carry 9-0. Personnel Committee and Mrs. Rule.
There are 8 items under personnel. Are there any that anyone would like to have held out?
Wait, I have more than 8.
What?
Don't I have more than 8? I have 11.
11.
Another page.
One more page.
Look at mine. Okay, there are 11 items. Anybody want any held out?
I would just like the record to show that I'm going to abstain from number 10, please.
Number 10, okay. Okay, I move that we approve the following items under personnel. 1, approval of substitutes. 2, approval of extra duty responsibility program. 3, approval to extend unpaid leave of absence. 4, acceptance of a resignation. 5, change of assignment. 6, approval of leave of absence. And 7, appointment of personnel. And 8, approval of summer help for custodial maintenance. And 9, approval of elementary summer data secretary. And 10, approval of extended school year staffing. And 11, approval of administrative tuition reimbursement.
Second.
Items 1 through 11 under Personnel Committee have been moved by Mrs. Rule and seconded by Mr. Spacuzza. Any questions or comments on any of these items? I'd just like the record to show, and I've told him this myself, Mr. Rossi is moving from a position that I think he is so well suited for into a teaching position, and I really am sad to see him leave our IT department. Anybody else have any questions or comments? All in favor of items 1 through 11, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the record shows that Mrs. Buckley abstained on item 10. Otherwise, 9-0, those items carry. Facilities and Services and Mr. Spacuzza.
Thank you, Mrs. Cook. Seeing 4 items under Facility and Services tonight, I'll move the following items. Would anyone, before I do that, would anyone like any of these held out separately? Seeing none, I will move the following 4 items. Approval for the sale of district vehicles, the construction testing at Independence Middle School. Item 3, approval of door replacements at New Armstrong Middle School. And number 4, the purchase of Bobcat skid steer loader.
Second.
Items 1 through 4 under Facilities and Services Committee have been moved by Mr. Spacuzza and seconded by Mr. Means. Any questions or comments on any of these items? I wasn't at the committee meeting. I'm a little hesitant on the Bobcat loader, but I'm going to move in favor because it sounds like we're going to be able to do some great work over at the bus garage, and I know we are sorely needing some work over there, so I'm hopeful that that's, in the long run, going to save us some money by being able to reuse some material from IMS. And am I correct in what I read about that? Okay. Any other questions or comments on any of these items?
The only comment I'll make is we had a great
Lengthy discussion. I assume we did, so that's why I was only going to say something minor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries 9-0. Finance Committee, Dr. Campbell, are you still there?
Dr. Campbell? Dr. Campbell?
Okay, I don't know what we show on the minutes then, because I'm not sure when we lost him.
It sounds like he's... Dr. Campbell? The green light. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was, and then this was left, that's right.
Thank you for calling the help desk. Your call is important to us.
Okay, let the record show that we got disconnected.
Elvis has left the building.
Mr. Spacuzza, will you take Finance Committee for me this evening?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Seeing 16 items on the Finance Committee agenda, would anyone like any of them held out separately?
I'd like number 12 held up.
Number 12?
I have a question. Is that 16 or 17?
The item, the amendment was to add Logan School to item number 15, and then item 16 was the approval of the purchase for sale.
Okay.
Any others? Just number 12? I will move the following items. Item number 1, May's salaries and bills. Item number 2, the 2014 financial report. Item number 3, budgetary transfers. Item number 4, establishment of millage rates. Item number 5, the 2014-2015 general fund budget. Number 6, homestead and farmstead exclusion resolution. Item number 7, renewing the food services contract. Number 8, PSBA membership dues renewal. Number 9, approval of the Computer Systems contract. Item number 10, approval of student services contracts. Item number 11, approval of the purchase of Leader Services IEP writer. Item number 13, acceptance of donation. Item number 14, I'll read the number. 13 was the Board of Directors approves the administration's recommendation to accept a donation of $10,000 to support the rebuild of the high school field at the entrance of Blackhawk Drive from the Bethel Park Baseball Association. And item number 14 is the Board of School Directors for another acceptance of donation. The Board of School Directors approves the administration's recommendation to accept a donation of 1,000 cases of Surefoot rock salt from the Bethel Park Walmart store. Item number 15, items declared unused and unnecessary. And item number 16 would be the
Agreement of sale.
the agreement of sale for Logan School.
Second.
Items 1 through 11 and 13 through 16 under Finance Committee have been moved by Mr. Spacuzza and seconded by Mrs. Buckley. Any questions or comments on any of these items?
Mrs. Cook, I have a comment.
Yes, sir.
I would like to say something about the establishment of millage rates. The way the school district's budget is set up, basically the only income we have is property tax. So as our costs go up every year, teachers' contracts go up, the bus drivers' contracts go up, the service personnel, gas, gasoline, electricity, and everything. The only way we have to make up that money is by raising the property tax rates. Now, periodically, whenever they do the reassessment, they tend to come back into line pretty much to what they were before. But the way it works out is the state works out what the cost of living is, and they give that to us as a cap, as a maximum we can raise our taxes. There's an exception to that for the contribution to the state retirement system. So many of the communities are taking that exception also. I would like to say that my fellow members of the board and Buzzy have worked very, very hard to make sure that we keep our increases within that cost of living increase determined by the state. And as of yet, we have not used that exception, and I just think that deserves to be called to attention.
Thank you. This current establishment of millage rates is just taking in the index. No, as Mr. Means said, no usage of any exceptions that were previously granted. So the new rate, which is designated in the motion, is 22.4276, which is an increase of 0.5683, which is 2.6% or what the index was set at by the state. Thank you for pointing that out. Any other questions or comments on these items? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those items carry 8-0. Mr. Spacuzza.
Move item number 12, the approval of purchase of information technology equipment.
Second.
Item 12 has been moved by Mr. Spacuzza and seconded by Mr. Amidits. Any questions or comments on this item?
I have two questions. This is significantly different from the committee meeting amount last week, and I was just wondering, is that because we don't need the third item, or is that going to be?
The third item is licensing, and we do still need that, but there's some questions that need to be resolved, and once we resolve that, we'll bring that back to you in June.
Okay, and then my other question is, does this purchase, is it dependent on us getting Chromebooks or the one-to-one initiative? Are these two things, are we buying these in anticipation of that we absolutely are going forward, or is this something that we would need regardless?
There's a high degree of interrelatedness. Yes.
I would like to rephrase that question. If we do not get the Chromebooks, do we need all of this?
I think probably we're going to end up needing a significant portion of this regardless of whether we do Chromebooks, but certainly having the Chromebooks cements the need.
My question is, as far as the phasing in period that we discussed at one of the curriculum meetings, for example, year 1, 14, 15, grades 2 to 5 and 7 and 8. Year 2, grades 1, 6, and 9. Year 3, grades K, 10, 11, and 12. Year 4, rollover to the 12th grade devices back from 9th grade. If that phasing in period changes, would that impact motion number 12?
No.
Would.
And is it necessary for us to pass this at this point in time, or could we roll this into the discussion with the Chromebooks and whether or not we would pass that? Is this necessary to have this in before?
We can wait. The challenge with some of this stuff is that we have a very small window of opportunity to begin implementation in our environment, and so it impacts the readiness come the beginning of the following school, of this coming school year.
So you would be installing this during the summer months? Is that how this works?
I mean, could you go into a little bit more detail on their comfort level on the need for this with just moving forward with our current systems and moving forward with your budget? And if we don't do the complete Chromebook initiative, we would still need these items to move forward.
We've been moving towards thin clients for the last 2 years. And thin clients are a method of displacing traditional desktop computers with little boxes that don't have the full computing power in them, and you move the computing to the server. And so that's been going pretty well. And so, you know, whether the board were to decide to move forward with Chromebooks or not, we still want to move forward in that thin client direction. However, if the board were to decide to move forward with Chromebooks, I think that it makes that all the more essential. So, but yes, we've been doing thin clients for the last 2 years, and in fact, the board approved a similar setup in terms of the VMware and some servers last year on a smaller scale.
I'm a little bit uncomfortable because I think this move to the Chromebooks is a very big move. Economically, it's significant. I don't think it's prohibitive. But I think from an educational and curriculum point of view, it's even more important. And at this point, I feel like we're being driven by the proposals coming in rather than having an opportunity for the board to make a decision. And I would prefer a custom-tailored proposal after the board decides what they want to do with the Chromebooks.
We can wait.
Then I'd like to make a motion to table this for right now.
Second.
Is there a discussion on it?
No.
There's been a motion to table item number 12 by Mr. Means and seconded by Mrs. Dobus. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye. Aye.
Do a roll call.
Roll call.
Yeah, let's do a roll call. I can't keep up. Can we do a roll call on that?
So is, on the motion to table, Mr. Amiditz?
No.
Mrs. Buckley?
Yes.
Dr. Campbell's not here, sorry. Mrs. Cook?
Yes.
Mrs. Dobus?
Yes.
Mr. Means?
Yes.
Mrs. Rule?
Yes.
Mr. Schubel?
No.
Mr. Spacuzza?
Yes.
The motion to table passes 7-1.
6-2. So you did
Sorry.
as bad as I was going to count it up and I was going to mess up. Okay.
6-2.
6-2. Policy Committee and Mr. Means.
There is one item under Policy Committee, approval of policy and final reading of policy number 123, club sports. And I guess there's no sense making a motion to see if anybody wants to withhold it. So I move that policy 123, club sports, be moved.
Second.
Item number 1 under policy has been moved by Mr. Means and seconded by Mr. Spacuzza. Any discussion of this item? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That item carries 8-0. Other. Mr. Amiditz, will you take other for me this evening, please?
There is one item, other.
under other, approval of resolution electronic e-grant signatures, which reads, the Board of School Directors approves resolution number 56-2014 supporting electronic e-grant signatures. I move number 1.
Second.
Item 1 under other has been moved by Mr. Amaditz and seconded by Mrs. Buckley. Any discussion of this item? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That item carries 8-0. Public comments. Anything you wish to address the board on this evening? You have 2 minutes at the microphone. Name and address, please. No one? Anyone? Going once? Going twice? Board comments. Mrs. Dobus.
I would just like to reiterate the congratulations to the hockey team. Having 2 children who play hockey, I know what a thrill it is for the team to bring back the national championship to us. I also would like to congratulate the music department on all the awards that they brought back from Florida this year. I've been on that trip, and it's a wonderful trip, and the students work very hard within the curriculum in order to be able to compete at the level that they do. And also I'd like to reinforce what Donna said about the PTO, PTA. It's amazing every time they come through. Every time you give your report, I'm just more and more amazed at what you are able to do. And regarding the table of the information technology equipment, I believe that the district needs to go forward with this in terms of this one-on-one initiative. I just think that we need to make a decision separately about going forward with it rather than just having it as part of an approval of a budgetary process.
Thank you. Mr. Means.
I feel pretty much the same way. It was really, I think, exciting to see the hockey team in here, and I whispered to Mrs. Buckley that we should just adjourn the meeting at the conclusion of that. It's kind of a high point. But it's always exciting to see what the kids do, the hockey team, all the achievements by the students and the different things going on in the school district. And in addition, with the one-to-one initiative with the Chromebooks, I think there's a lot that could be done there. I even bought a Chromebook. I'm very impressed with its performance. I don't think the board has determined the best way to use this or how extensively to use this right now. And with regards to the motion that was tabled, I've looked it up in Robert's Rules of Order. A motion to table is not to be used to kill something, but merely to straighten some other things out and then bring it back. So I promise that will be brought back.
Thank you. Mrs. Buckley.
Thank you, Mrs. Cook. I would like to congratulate all of the folks that were mentioned in tonight's report by Mr. O'Rourke. I certainly enjoyed that part of the evening. Also, just again to acknowledge the donations from the BVA and from Walmart, and also one I was remiss and I didn't mention last month, and that was for Mr. Wilmer, who's not here this evening, but his department saved the school district $45,000 over the course of a 3-year agreement by reducing the pickup schedule for our refuge and recycling. And I want the taxpayers to be aware of that, because these are important things that are happening, that we are trying to save tax dollars for all parties concerned. And lastly, thank you PTO and PTA. The amount of time that you put into all the activities that you do for our children is most appreciated. Thank you.
Mr. Spacuzza.
Mrs. Cook, it used to be more difficult I thought being at the very far end where Mr. Amaditz is, but I don't even think it gets that far any longer. I mean, there's not a lot more to say. I mean, I think there was just so many great things that we saw tonight, and I appreciate the efforts of the students, the teachers, the administrators, the coaches, everyone that's been involved in all the processes, and sponsors, everyone that's done something for our students. That's what we're all here for, are the students, and I think it's great to come and feel good about it. Things actually were on the positive side. And regarding the tabling of the one issue, I apologize for missing the last committee meeting. I think I understand where we were going with this particular item, and I think we just need a little bit more information. I think it's an important process, and if we're going to make a decision like that, we need to make sure we have all the information we can possibly have. So I'm going to move on and let everyone else try to say something.
Mrs. Rule.
I just want to thank all of the community organizations for their continued support of the school here. And as a former hockey parent was too, it definitely is a different lifestyle. It does include the family and the whole community. And I'm really proud of our team and all of our players and everyone involved. Steele Center's still looking for internships. If anybody knows of any companies, particularly in the trades, that could offer some internships, we'd be interested. And one other story to just relate to those of you who are parents and thinking about your child's education. I had a student come up to me who graduated as a psychology major and was unable to find a job. Took a job working for one of our gas and oil companies at South Point, and that student has worked, the graduate has worked as an employee, a contracted employee for 16 months. And they came to him because they liked his abilities and how he organized the billing system, and he did everything that they asked of him. They came to him and he said, if we pay your way to get a master's degree in an aspect of engineering that can be used in the oil and gas industry, if you will take that, we will pay for your schooling, and when you graduate, we will offer you the job of $175,000. Now, that was a student who really lucked out taking a position that he definitely was not in his field, but because of his work ethic and his skills that he exhibited on the job, here's a company offering him an opportunity that students graduating from engineering, I think, with the BS would have loved to have gotten. So I just put that out there for some of you parents to think about what your children are looking at and how they're looking at those opportunities.
Thank you. Mr. Schubel.
Well, I think by all accounts, we had a very good school year, and I just wanted to thank Mrs. Rose and her staff, our principals, our teachers, for such a wonderful year. I also would like to acknowledge our nurses, bus drivers, school crossing guards, paraprofessionals, food service workers, custodians, groundkeepers, security personnel, and certainly our PTA parents for a wonderful year. It just takes my breath away, the work you folks do. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I just mention those other folks because I think sometimes we, those are truly the unsung heroes in the district. Those guys don't get a lot of accolades, and I just wanted to acknowledge them. So, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Amiditz.
Yeah, there's obviously so many things we can say here after hearing our presentations in the beginning that we could go on, but it would get repetitive. But I wanted to focus in on just a few of the things that I heard. And it's been touched on briefly. I mean, all the volunteers that we have in our community, the school district would never be able to pay for all the things that are done and that are put on. We have the donation from Walmart. We have the PTA, PTO that has done so much, and I don't know how much money is done and is donated and given throughout all the PTOs, but it has to be substantial. We have the student government. Our student government rep came up to us and said that they raised funds and purchased the portable camera for them to go around. The BBA, of course, gave the large donation of $10,000, so that's one that's large, and so we tend to focus on that, and we can't forget all the other ones. We would never be able to do it without the community involvement, and it's just so important to do that. So I just hope that everybody continues. I see no reason why they won't, because we have that's what makes up the community we live in, and that's why we have such a good community. I wanted to congratulate the hockey players and just make another note that when they came here tonight, number one, we've given presentations to a lot of different groups, but it seemed like every hockey player was here tonight, and not only were they here, but they were dressed in ties and nice dress shirts, and that makes an impression on me. You know, being a Catholic, having to go to a Catholic school, we had to dress in ties every day. Anyway, I wanted to mention that. And lastly, congratulations to our Lori Sutton, our special education. She's just getting noted for what we've known already, her dedication and professionalism. Congratulations, we've known it all along, and somebody else is finally taking note of it. That's all.
Mrs. Cook, may I add one thing?
No, I'm going to say my thing now, then I'll come back to you. I waited all this time because this is my favorite time of year. I get to participate in our graduation ceremony, June 14th, and I want to send out my sincere congratulations to our senior class, the class of 2014, and to their families. I so look forward to that day. It's part of the reason I stayed on the board, quite frankly, that I get to participate and hand those diplomas. It truly is such a special, special event. Now, Mr. Means, you may say something.
I would just like to extend a special thanks to Buzzy Karazzi, our chief budget guy, and he does a lot of work on the budget, and he starts, and I think we went through, 10 iterations this year? 10. And it's kind of like going on vacation, where you got the suitcase of old clothes, and you take a couple of things out, and you jump up and down one a couple of times, so thanks, Buzzy.
I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good night, everyone.